Hello, everyone. If you are watching this, you may or may not know about this crisis in the world. It's not just in one location, it's the whole world, but a invisible crisis that is plaguing us by a bug commonly known as No-See-Ums. And so I just wanted to make this intro video. I'm going to make better videos and more videos, but I just wanted to introduce the conversation and the topic. If you are unaware or you have heard of this, but you don't know what to do, well, let's just start here. This is a situation that's affecting families across the world. And if you just Google or even use AI, Chat GPT, use Gemini, use whatever you want to use, it doesn't matter. Just type in and search No-See-Ums. Now, the reason why this video is very important is because a lot of the information being shared online is propaganda. And the reason why I will call it propaganda is because it's telling part truths, half truths, and some lies. And I don't know why, and the people suffering from this don't know why this is happening. But as a concerned citizen and a person who is suffering as well, I believe it was time for us to do something about it and take this into our own hands. Now, you can see that there is a scientific name for these kind of bugs or creatures, but they are commonly known as No-See-Ums. So I just want to state that and make that clear. They are known as No-See-Ums. However, in certain conditions, you can see them. And when you first look this up, you're going to find information like this. You're going to find articles from news stations and even pest control. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take it for a grain of salt. Unless they are talking about the fact that these bugs are infesting people in their homes, infesting people in their cars, infesting your belongings and your items, your fabrics, anything, your clothes, anything that you find dear, even electronics. These bugs are infesting and they're living inside of these things as well as on you. They love hair. And so many people are suffering because of this. So I just wanted to start here so that way you don't think that this is something being made up or this is something that's just being exploited or even exaggerated. No, it is terrible and it's really bad and it's time for us to do something about it. Now, look at here. Isn't it interesting that the CDC is aware of this issue? And they even have put out a website, a page here dedicated to this issue. And it is the Oropouche virus that they are connecting No-See-Ums or biting midges. They're also known as biting midges. They're connecting this with this virus. And this was out March 5th, 2025. Well, I can tell you right now, people have been dealing with this as early as 2018. And we're just now hearing about this in the public sense. We have it in here in 2019. The CDC mentioned, they mentioned this. I'm not going to read the whole article because I know we don't have time for that right now. I'm going to save other videos for getting deeper. This is just an intro video, but I want you to see context and I want you to see the receipts. So you don't think that this is just someone making it up or someone trying to get attention. No, I'm striving to make awareness so you all can do your due diligence. Okay. So that's a huge thing for you to see that this is recognized by the CDC, right? I think the Center of Disease Control. So that's a huge thing that I want you to know. But again, keep in mind, do not pay attention to the articles that you read that are just talking about these bugs being an outdoor problem because they're not. They are an indoor nuisance crisis and they are destroying families. Here is more proof right here. There is a group dedicated to this issue. There are multiple groups. This is one of the most popular ones, and it has 743 members right here. When this group first came to my research, it was around 500 members. Now we're at 743, and I found this group about a year ago. So it is a crisis that is rising, and there are people's stories that are talking about these bugs here Again, you can go to this group that are saying so much more that you would never know unless you read a group or you actually entered this group, so you can see what's really happening from people facing this and not just from people that are hearing about it or that are reporting on it. So that's very important for you to know and understand. What's also interesting, as recently, this came across my attention through a mutual friend who shared with me while they are in Las Vegas. This came across their timeline on a Facebook post, okay? And so that you can see, this is the Facebook post right here, September 23rd, and this is 2025. This is just a couple days ago where they made this post, and you can see there are many people here that are commenting on this post that have all different kind of reactions. Some people are being funny and taking this as a joke, while others are interested and they are curious on what's going on. And then others are suffering from this and had no idea what it was. And now this post right here brings it even more to light to people who had no idea what it is, or they knew that they were feeling something, but they had no idea that this is literally the thing that they are most likely feeling, or they're feeling something similar. And I'll touch on that in another video later, because there are a lot of symptoms and reactions people are getting that are also being reported through mites, right? But this is not a channel for that, even though I am going to bring that in the fold, because that's not fair for the people that are suffering from mites and suffering from No-See-Ums. I just know that you can't take on too many issues at the same time because it'll confuse people, okay? So I want you to see this. This is a long list of comments. All you have to do is go to Fox 5 Las Vegas News, type in No-See-Um, and you should see this pop right up. So that's more proof. Now let's listen to this right here so that we can hear what this Fox station had to say about this bug problem. And again, this was in 2025, which is this year, and this was a couple days ago, September 23rd. And as of the recording of this video, it is September 25th, 2025.
An activity of a bug called No-See-Um. That's actually the name of it. Victoria, what a name. It's really unique.
That's right, Tom, Jacqueline. That's exactly what they're called, but because you can't see them. However, you can definitely feel them. In fact, right before I came on the air, I saw a couple of them. They're teeny tiny in the grass. Now I'm itching. My photographer Chase is itching. They're inevitable. I can't see them. We can't really show them to you, but I promise you, they're around here. And we had to do some digging to figure out exactly why. Turns out they love wet, grassy areas.
It happened in my backyard.
Did you see him?
No.
So there was more redness around it.
Yes.
Was there a dome to it? Yeah.
At Las Vegas dermatology, workers there are also feeling the bites.
Have I seen the No-See-Ums? Yes, all day, every day. The typical sort of wheel and flare that happens with these skin eruptions. The bite was probably in the center.
You can't see them, but they're doing some damage. What have you seen in your office?
Well, I haven't seen them, but I see them. And what it is are people come in and they have these red eruptions. They can be anywhere. Most of the time it's on the legs or the extremities. Sometimes it's on the back, usually exposed areas. And what we think is that they've been bitten, and by what?
But the problem is, by the time you realize you were bit and are itchy, you don't even know what bit you. Unlike a mosquito, where you sometimes can feel one on you, No-See-Ums are tiny and quick.
It's a difficult problem in that we don't know what it is exactly that's causing it, but a lot of times we see them on the skin in people who've been outdoors, and for those people we're recommending they use topical treatments.
However, they're harmless enough that the health district isn't tracking their activity.
They tend to swarm. A lot of times you'll see them on the side of your home, especially if you live, near a wetlands area or say a golf course or something. You'll see just kind of a cloud of insects.
No-See-Ums fall under the category of midges. Their wings are a lot smaller than mosquitoes, and they swarm in groups.
If you're able to get a close look at them, they do look considerably different.
Except seeing them with the naked eye is nearly impossible given how teeny they are, but I promise you guys they've been around here for the last hour. We're here right now. So again, as I mentioned, they love wet, grassy areas. The health district says that because of the recent rain we had, that could be a huge reason why we've seen an increase of these no-see-ums around in the valley. But again, they're not going to do too much harm. So I'm going to go run back inside because I'm tired of getting bit. I'm itchy. Tom, Jacqueline, I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Yeah, we don't want she's really getting back inside. Don't want to see them or feel them. Victoria, thanks. Now, if you are bit by one of these no-see-ums, doctors recommend putting lemon oil or eucalyptus oil on.
So now that we've seen the video, I want to break this down piece by piece. I wanted to play it in its entirety so you can see it in its entirety. You can always go to Google or to fox5vegas.com and search for no-see-ums. But let's break this down because there are so many different aspects of this video that they are leaving things out. And this is not the first time I have seen a news report on no-see-ums leave out so much detailed information about what's really happening versus why you shouldn't be worried. That's why I called it propaganda, because propaganda is a bunch of half-truths or partial truths, then some truths, and then some lies. And that's how they confuse you. That's how media confuses you, through propaganda, okay? So I wanted you to understand this before we got any further. But if you are appreciative of this video, please don't forget to comment on this video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like the video as well, because we need to make this a crisis. This is a state of emergency that people need to know about. And we need to tell the public, and we need to get our government officials, our state officials, entomologists, scientists, medical practitioners. They all need to be involved in this and stop with the lies.
Bug called No-See-Ums. That's actually the name of it. Victoria, what a name. It's really unique.
That's right, Tom, Jacqueline. That's exactly what they're called, but because you can't see them. However, you can.
So that right there is already not true. You absolutely can see these bugs. You have to look at them through some type of beam or light, but you can see these bugs. So don't let people say you can't see them. Yes, you can. You have to see them in certain conditions. Open up your, turn your phone on. If it's not on, I'm sure it's already on, but turn the light on your phone, turn off all the lights, make sure it's dark, make sure there's no wind blowing so that way you can eliminate the possibility of something else, and then look at the light. If you see things flying through that light, there is a huge chance those are no-see-ums. You can even see them in sunlight, in beams of sunlight.
Can definitely feel them. In fact, right before I came on the air, I saw a couple of them. They're teeny tiny in the grass. Now I'm itching. My photographer Chase is itching. They're inevitable. I can't see them. We can't really show them to you, but.
So that is another part truth. Yes, they're itching, and that's good that they said that, but they are biting. They are doing more than just itching. You may not feel them biting you, but they could be biting you, and you're just not as reactive to it like others. Some people are hosts. Some people only get affected when they're near hosts. Some people only get affected when they're near their breeding grounds, but they are not just outdoors. They're not just in the grass. They are breeding inside of homes.
I promise you, they're around here, and we had to do some digging to figure out exactly why. Turns out they love wet, grassy areas.
Now that's true.
In my backyard.
Did you see him?
No.
So there was more redness around it.
Yes.
Was there a dome to it? Yeah.
At Las Vegas dermatology, workers there are also feeling the bites.
Now, I can say what I appreciate about this is there actually is a dermatologist taking this somewhat serious. I'm not going to say fully serious, but somewhat serious, because those of us who have gotten help from general doctors and specialists, such as dermatologists, such as myself, we have been dismissed, denied, detoured, even diagnosed as delusional. So please be careful with this situation if you are talking to medical professionals, because this is not normal for medical professionals such as dermatologists to take this serious. And it's interesting how it's happening when there's a news spotlight on it.
Have I seen the no-see-ums? Yes, all day, every day. The typical sort of wheel and flare that happens with these skin eruptions, The bite was probably in the center.
You can't see them, but they're doing some damage. What have you seen in your office?
Well, I haven't seen them, but I see them. And what it is are people come in and they have these red eruptions. They can be anywhere. Most of the time it's on the legs or the extremities. Sometimes it's on.
So here's a problem with that. That is a partial truth. Some people show no signs, and that's what makes this epidemic, this crisis, even more dangerous, because some people don't show any signs, meaning they don't show any reactions. And you have to think, there are people of all kinds of pigments and colors of skin. So people who do not have more of a skin that is from the Caucasian aspect of things, right? AKA white people, I'm just gonna say it like that, because it doesn't matter what color you are, how old you are, what race, what heritage, none of what, when your birthday is, how many days you've had since you've been to the movies. None of that matters. I'm just being extreme when it comes to that. But I'm serious to all to say these things do not discriminate. They don't care. They don't care about your history, your background, whether you're rich or whether you're poor. And when it comes to the reactions, not everybody is reacting the same way.
On the back, usually exposed areas. And what we think is that they've been bitten, and by what?
But the problem is, by the time you realize you were bit and are itchy, you don't even know what bit you. Unlike a mosquito, where you sometimes can feel one on you, no-see-ums.
These things are 10 times worse than no-see-ums. These things make no-see-ums. This reminds me of the Wayne Brady, Dave Chappelle skit, where they said Wayne Brady makes Bryant Gumbel look like, or I'm messing that up, but if you are from the 90s and 2000s and you watch the Chappelle show, you know what I'm talking about. But the point is that these things make mosquitoes feel like houseflies or little gnats in comparison. So until you've ran into these things and understand how devastating they are to your life, you're going to think the mosquitoes are the worst things, when these things are 10 times worse than mosquitoes.
Are tiny and quick.
It's a difficult problem in that we don't know what it is exactly that's causing it, but a lot of times we see them on the skin in people who've been outdoors, and for those people we're recommending they use.
See, that is the problem. They see them on the skin with people who've been outdoors. Yes, these things are outdoors. They are everywhere, but they're also infesting homes, cars, clothes, you name it. People have given up so much for these bugs, myself included, okay? I'm not just a concerned citizen, I'm a sufferer of this. I'm a victim of this. Not a victim of life, but a victim of this crisis, which is affecting millions of lives. Just millions of people have no idea, but hundreds of people, if not thousands or tens of thousands, are recognizing there is a problem.
Topical treatments.
However, they're harmless enough that the health district isn't tracking their activity.
They tend to
See, that's another piece of lie. They are harmless enough. These things are far from harmless because it's what you considered harm. If they're saying that they are harmless because they aren't making you die, for instance, that's an extreme. And I just showed you here that the Oropouche virus is real and it is killing people. Again, look this up. So that's a lie on both accounts. The fact that they're harmless and you can't die from these things, that's a lie. And the fact that they're saying that they are harmless in terms of they don't affect your life, that's also a lie. They do everything, including give you sleep paralysis. They can give you PTSD because you're getting bit randomly all the time. These things are always trying to enter your orifices, meaning they're entering anywhere between your mouth, your nose, your ears, your eyes, even, and excuse my French, your butthole, right? And for men, your pee hole, and for women, your private parts, your vagina, as well. These things are entering any orifice that you have open. After a certain amount of time, they are trying to enter that orifice. So that is far from harmless. And there's way more factors that go in, but I don't want to make this video super long.
Swarm. A lot of times you'll see them on the side of your home, especially if you live, near a wetlands area or say a golf course or something. You'll see just kind of a cloud of insects.
No-See-Ums fall under the category of midges. Their wings are a lot smaller than mosquitoes, and they swarm in groups.
If you're able to get a close look at them, they do look considerably different.
Except seeing them with the naked eye is nearly impossible given
which I just told you, no, it's not. It's only nearly impossible in certain conditions. All you need is beams of light. If you can get a beam of light, whether it's natural light or artificial light, beams of light will give you the ability to see them because they are microscopic. Now, there's No-See-Ums of all sizes, and apparently there are thousands of No-See-Um species. As a matter of fact, let's see. How many No-See-Ums are there? I should have said species, but over 4,000 species, right? So it's interesting how we know there's over 4,000 species with more than 600 found in North America, yet we haven't done anything about this issue, and it is plaguing the world. The entire world, worldwide, more than 4,000 species. North America, 600 species, okay? Florida alone, 47 species. These bugs are plaguing the whole United States. They're not just in Florida or California or any state or area or any country or anything near water. They are actually in midland now. They don't even need bodies of water because they can feed or use the water that you have in your homes or the moisture that comes off your body. They love moisture, and they love hard closed. They love closed spaces. So anywhere on your body that rubs together or creases or folds, you will feel more bites there more than anything. So the last part I want to share with you is we have started a petition, because this is a situation where you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if you are in this position, or you want to help save lives, or you don't want the issue to finally come to you, because every single one of us, it hit us one day out of the blue. Out of the blue, this situation hit us, okay? So I just want you to look at this petition, go here, change.org, and sign the petition. We need your help. It does not matter who you like, who you are. It doesn't matter who you voted for. It doesn't matter who your state officials are, who the president is. It doesn't matter where you came from. None of that matters, because these bugs care about none of that. They just want your blood. The females are what we've been told are the ones that are biting, and they are biting to continue to breed. So it's interesting when the person said here about when you get bit, it's too late. They did not mention when you're getting bit, that is a sign that they are breeding. They're breeding, okay? So please check out this petition on change.org. We need your help, and the team will be making more videos on this matter, and we are going to do our best to report the news, to report the truth, to report any updates, anything as correctly and accurately with credible, verifiable information, as well as give our experiences. So that way we can combine our own experiences or others' experiences with the truth and not the propaganda that's being shared across the world. And that's it. I want to share that with you all. I hope you are good. If you are dealing with this crisis, may God be with you. If you don't believe in God, may the universe, may your family, may your own self be with you, because we have to work together as humans. This bug can do so much damage to us. I want you to do your research, do your due diligence, and stay safe, stay healthy. Don't let these things take you out of the game. Don't let them take you out of your mind. Even if you go crazy every now and then, you're going to cry, you're going to talk to people, they're going to make you feel crazy. I'm telling you, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. And only when we get the government involved, we get state officials involved, can we actually get rid of this crisis. You cannot do this on your own.